Between 1996 and 1998, Nintendo changed the industry forever and set the standards for everyone to follow with two earth-shattering titles that were Super Mario 64 and The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Both games were absolute masterpieces for their time, and virtually every game after them have stood in their imposing shadows trying to replicate their greatness. Roll on to 2017, and Nintendo, in my opinion, have done the same thing they achieved in those previous years, and still with both of the same franchises. Those games being The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and now the other being Super Mario Odyssey, or Super Mario Godyssey, as it's been aptly nicknamed over the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Mario Odyssey is a damn tour de force of 3D gaming unlike anything we have played before, and in my eyes has mastered what we consider to be the 3D space. You might be thinking, what the hell is this crazy fool talking about? Super Mario 64 done that on the Nintendo 64. All the Mario Galaxy games are near gaming perfection. Listen, all those games achieved greatness in their own rights. Hell, what those games achieve goes beyond greatness. But what Mario Odyssey does is perfects all that game design unlike anything else that has come before it. Never have I controlled a character that moves around its environment so flawlessly like Mario does in this game. Sounds crazy once again, right? Once again, you might shout that the controls in Mario 64 are still a joy to this day and still put to shame many games. This, of course, I agree with. But Mario Odyssey elevates those controls into a realm where I truly feel in full and utter control of Mario. Every single movement being an utter delight, every jump, hat throw, long jump, wall jump, ledge grab and backwards somersault I'm able to perform effortlessly. And if I mess anything up, it is always my fault. Everything just works better than every 3D game I've ever played when controlling a character in such a 3D environment. And the most staggering part is you only use 3 buttons in this game. 3 buttons! But those buttons, along with the analog sticks, give you a level of control and movesets that make this game the most enjoyable, pleasurable, masterful, and most insanely creative sandbox experience that I've ever had the good fortune of playing. Don't compare this game to Breath of the Wild, people. They are both vastly different games that have mastered vastly different things, and both games now stand at the top of game design in my opinion. Anything else after these games best take consideration and inspiration, because in just 8 short and exhilarating months, Nintendo have set the standards once again, and for me there is no going back. When I review games, I try to take my personal preferences out of the equation, nostalgia and all that stuff, and focus on what the game is trying to achieve in its game design and execution to perfect that design. Mario Odyssey sets out to be a fun, creative and impeccably controlled 3D platformer, taking that Nintendo EPD history, those EPD giants, the best game designers on the planet, people. It's really no contest. Odyssey takes all that knowledge and provides you with a gameplay experience that is refined to perfection. If you can name me another game that controls better than this one outside of Mario 64, then I'm ready for the showdown. The amount of creativity in this game is just mind-boggling. But then this is Mario games for you. Never scared to try something new, never scared to push players into territory that they are unfamiliar with in the Mario universe, and virtually every single title they nail it. You tell me in what game you have this level of control over your character. Just look at this. Nothing automated here, just me in full control of Mario running around a thin ledge with ease. HD Rumble in this game is the best since 1-2 Switch. The feel of something like this zipper going around is staggering and never gets old, and you feel every single little subtle jump and footstep that Mario makes. The HD rumble in this game is awesome. The music in the game is wondrous, from the insanely catchy One Up Girl to the relaxing beachside tones of Seaside Kingdom, although still to this day, nothing has beaten Koji Kondo's masterpiece that is Dire Dire Docks. But this game would not be the same without Cappy, which in my opinion is the greatest Mario item ever. Transforming into the various objects and creatures of the world open up an insane number of gameplay ideas and opportunities, and I can't believe it hasn't happened before. The fun to be had hopping around as a Hammer Brother, forming a tower of Goombas, propelling yourself from a post across the rooftops, turning into a fireball that can swim through lava. Absolutely incredible fun. And it's also Cappy that elevates Mario's key platforming skills to the next level, that opens up so many possibilities for you in this game to approach virtually any puzzle from virtually any angle. You think you might be breaking the game at times, but no. Nintendo's immaculate game design takes into consideration everything that Mario is capable of, and Nintendo even awards those who experiment with trying to break boundaries with Mario's skills. There are a wealth of costumes that can be bought in the game through collecting gold coins or kingdom specific coins, and virtually most of the costumes are affordable, and guess what, people? No microtransactions or loot boxes to be seen for such things. Thank you, Nintendo. This game looks beautiful too. Aesthetically, each world is a pleasure to behold. The characters in the game are animated joyfully, and Mario himself has never looked so good. Every movement, from the way he runs, hops, and how his nose jiggles, stirs up that happy feeling inside of you that for me only Nintendo games offer. But this is Mario, right? The greatest video game character ever made, in my opinion. So my final thoughts: some people might moan about the music overall, based off the game has too many moons to collect, they might say, although to get the true ending of the game, you don't need half as many, just like the Koroks in Zelda, but they are there for those who wish to invest. Some people might moan about some reliance for certain moves on motion controls, or the motion controls being easier to perform than with button presses. All I can say to that is, just like with Mario Galaxy, sometimes motion controls are the more intuitive input. Simple. And for me, I played the majority of the game with split Joy-Cons and never looked back. Regardless, the game is fully playable any way you choose. And finally, some people might say that it's too easy a game. I'm sorry, people, but what was the last Mario game you played where it started off hard? The game guides you in, and like with all Mario games, the later levels and challenge rooms test everything you have learned, and there's been a number of levels that have kicked my ass in this game later on. But overall for me, this is the best 3D Mario game we've had. It's just pure fun, fun, fun. It's platforming perfected, 3D gameplay perfected, and for me it is now my favorite Mario game. You heard me. Mario game, even eclipsing the 2D outings. And the most exciting part is that I know for a fact that Nintendo aren't done with Mario yet on the Switch. I half expect another 3D Mario platformer, and of course the inevitable 2D Mario game from the 2D team, who I feel popularity wise has taken a little kicking with the new Super Mario Bros. Series, and will come back fighting hard. And people, a sublime 2D Mario game can always topple a 3D Mario game, and that's nothing but good news for us. So, what do I score Super Mario Odyssey? 10 out of 10, of course. Of course! From its fundamentals and its execution, it's as close to gaming perfection as we're currently going to get, and any other issues with the game are nothing but personal ones based off what previous Mario games had. But as we know, every Mario game is unique, and for me, Odyssey stands at the top of the pile now. Let go of the nostalgia, people. No other 3D Mario game plays as good as this one. Facts. Gaming bliss, people. Gaming bliss, and every gamer worth their salt should play this game. Simple as that. The Switch. Come damn. Honestly, it's magical. Mario Odyssey, I love it.